Mystic Cave is one of the best maps for Sonic. There are a lot of cool jumps you can do as any survivor, but Sonic specifically really thrives on this map. And this one is probably my favorite, but also a pretty hard one to do. You have to use peel out, run up to this rock, and then jump at just the right time, and not hit the side of the little hole. It looks pretty easy, but trust me, it's harder than it looks. Alright, next we have by far my favorite spot to use. And of course it's on the worst map in the game! Woo! Basically, you drop dash onto this spring in the lake, you land on this platform, and then as soon as you land, you jump. And you can make it to the other side. This is absolutely my favorite spot in Green Hill, and I use it practically every chance I get, because nobody knows about it. When the XC sees you going for the spring, they don't expect you to go to the other direction, and even if they somehow know what you'll do, they can't really do anything to stop you. Just make sure your drop dash lasts long enough to get to the other side, because if it ends midway, you're not gonna get it. Now, there's not a lot of spots for maps like X's Castle, Angel Island, or You Can't Run, because all of them are extremely flat, but there are still some cool things you can do on these maps with Sonic Speed, like jumping over this pit on Angel Island with peel out, which can be very useful for getting someone out of chase. There's also this jump on You Can't Run. It's not that useful, but you would not believe how good it feels to pull off. Now, not perfect. For some reason, a lot of people seem to be scared to play Sonic on Not Perfect and don't think that he's usable on that map, to the point that even the official wiki considers the entire map his weakness. But I'm here to tell you, if you play on this map right, it can easily become your best map as Sonic. There's a lot of spots on this map, honestly too many for me to show all of them, but here are some of the ones I find the most useful. Now this spot almost completely depends on how smart the person playing killer is. If they're dumb enough to follow you into this little platform thing, they will basically be stuck or forced to use an ability to get out. And if their abilities are on cooldown, it's going to take them a while to get to you. If you don't play Sonic a lot, it is probably going to be a little bit hard for you. You'll probably fall off the map, a lot, but eventually you get used to not doing that. If you're struggling with some of these jumps, you can use Sonic's ring walk emote to freeze your peel out or drop dash in place. But just know that this is like blatant ass bug abuse. Only use this in your private server for training purposes and not in actual matches. Once you take time to learn how not to do stupid shit, trust me, you'll be playing only Sonic on this map. And you will start wishing that all of your teammates die so you can get an LMS on this map. Even to me, trying to peel someone out on this map can be a little scary because of the void, but with practice you can definitely get better at it. There are a few other cool spots, but most of them aren't Sonic only and can be done by every other survivor, so I won't talk about them too much. So with most of the spots out of the way, I want to talk about some of the tips I missed in my Sonic guide. For starters, did you know Sonic's peel out can actually destroy Tripwire's mines without you taking damage, usually? You use peel out, run into a mine, and just don't turn your camera or anything, just keep pushing forward, and usually you'll come out with 0 damage. But sometimes the mine will deal literally 1 damage, which normally wouldn't be a problem because it's literally 1 damage, but Tripwire's mines give you the shock effect, meaning that on top of using your peel out to clear a mine, you'll also have to choose between extending the cooldown on your peel out or also putting your drop dash on cooldown. Like, I wouldn't even have a problem with this if it was consistent, but no, it's literally a dice roll on if you get damaged or not. I can't. God, I hate this thing. A lot of people were talking about how in my Sonic guide, I mentioned the peel dash being basically useless. And a lot of people said how it is actually useful for when a teammate gets down and the killer is camping their corpse, or if a teammate gets grabbed by 2011X during a rage. So it's not entirely useless, it's only like 90% useless. Also, I forgot to mention it doesn't give dodge, so yeah. You ever go on a spring while in drop dash and this happens to you? The spring launches Sonic just slightly too low to get to where you're going. Well, to avoid that, you can turn slightly to the other side after hitting the spring and then turn back. Or if you want to be weird like me, you can do this 360 turn thing. It looks kinda stupid, but I don't know, man, it makes me feel cool. Because of the way Fleetway's burst and Colossus' block work, they can use those abilities while you're drop dashing them. Why? So because of this, against Fleetway and especially Colossus, get 1 hit in and run away immediately. If you catch Colo or Fleetway by surprise, you can sometimes get 2 hits before they react, And also, if Colossus blocks while stunned, the little red glow around him that means you can stun him disappears, meaning that you can hit him once or twice, run away, and if you predict him right, you can just stun him again. I'm also pretty sure this works on Fleetway, but not entirely sure, so, you know. I kinda mentioned this in my video about being targeted, and then I forgot to put it in my Sonic guide, but using an emote, you can mask the animation of your peel out. Any emote can work, but ideally you want to use one that doesn't make much noise, like Impatient Blue Rat or Writings. Just not Ring Walk, because again, it will freeze you in place. It's not that useful as far as tech goes, but it can definitely trick newer players, and it fooled me when I first started playing the game, so just try it. Maybe the killer won't realize that you're actually trying to peel out, and that could give you a chance to escape. Also, I talked about how to use the instant drop dash, but there's actually another way. Basically, since in OM there's a jump cooldown, after you hit the ground you have about a 1 to 2 second window, where if you press drop dash, you do it on the ground without jumping. And this can actually be useful for when you're in chase to trig DXE. If they expect the instant or regular drop dash, you can instead hit them with this, I guess we call it spin dash, like on the floor. And you know, if DXE expects a regular drop dash or the instant one, they're most likely going to jump to try and avoid you. So if you see the DXE jumping a lot, you can instead hit them with the spin dash. You can first try hitting them with the instant drop dash, and if they dodge, next time you hit them with the spin dash to throw them off. You know, it's kind of like a fighting game in that way, and that's why I love Sonic so much. There's just so many different ways to use your two abilities, and it just makes his moveset so versatile and fun to think about. And possibly more than any other survivor, he's really easy to learn and pretty hard to master. There are also some pretty cool character specific tips I can give you, like 2011X's charge always takes away 20 dodge, so if you have less than 20 dodge, you will get hit by charge. So keep that in mind if you're trying to tank charge for someone. If Fleetway doesn't hit anyone with Chaos Dash, he will eventually slow down, so your drop dash lasts longer and is faster than Chaos Dash. This means that if you're trying to run away from Chaos Dash, you should go in a straight line for as long as possible. Also, while X's Castle doesn't have a Sonic specific jump, what it does have is a Sonic specific loop that only works on one killer, but shut up. Basically, because Colossus is fat and slow, you can use this to your advantage on this part of the map. You don't want to waste your movements. You need to get every jump perfectly and keep running without turning too much. The hardest part is definitely this jump under the statue, because there's actually a little gap between it and the stairs. But once you practice a little, you'll get it down. And Colossus, due to the reasons described previously, cannot catch up to you if you do it right. Now, I haven't tested this against 2011X. Obviously, it will be less effective because he's faster than Colossus, but you could still probably stall with this at least a little. And while we're on the subject, I know I promised that 2011X video not too long ago, but while recording for that video, I realized something. 2011X is f***ing boring.